No, 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 no. No, no, no.
Tanong ko'y sagutin, ramdam kong mali pa rin. Mundo mo may akin, puso ba isusundin? Ayaw mong pilitin, sa'yo pa rin may pagtingin. Kaya ako ay sagutin, ito ba'y mali pa rin? Tama ba ito na ikaw at ako? Tama ba ito? Sa dulo ba'y tayo? Tama ba ito? Puso'y gulong-gulo at ako'y nalilito. Kung tama ba ito? Tanong ko'y sagutin, loob ko'y palakasin. Kundi ika'y lilisanin, lungkot sarilinin. Ayaw mong pilitin, sa'yo pa rin may pagtingin. Kaya ako ay sagutin, ito ba'y mali pa rin? Tama ba ito na ikaw at ako. Tama ba ito? Sa dulo ba'y tayo? Tama ba ito? Puso'y gulong-gulo at ako'y nalilito. Kung tama ba ito? Tama ba ito na ikaw at ako? Tama ba ito? Tama ba ito? Puso'y gulong-gulo at ako'y nalilito. Kung tama ba ito? Kung tama ba ito? Kung tama ba ito?
Live!
Magandang gabi sa inyong mga be na nakapapanood pa lamang ng ating episode 2 ng Why Love Why. And welcome to our Pagpag Forum. Ipagpag natin mga kaibigan ng mga bagay na kailangan nating ipagpag para maging malinaw at maayos ang ating mga pananaw sa ating napanood na episode ng Why Love Why. Kaya wag na nating patagalin pa at tawagin na natin ang mga maraming kailangang ipagpag sa gabing ito. Nakita niyo naman sila kanina no, sa episode ng Why Love Why. Let us all welcome Carl Adaron and John Ray Rivas, Benjo, Emil. Andiyan na ba kayo? Okay, so habang inihintay natin sa pagpasok ang ating, ayan na sila.
Hi guys! Hi Kuya JD! Magandang gabi po sa lahat ng mga nanonood ngayon ng Pagpag Forum. Magandang gabi Kuya JD.
Hindi ako handa sa bigote.
Sila Princess, hello!
Hindi ako handa sa bigote mo. Nagulat ako.
Oo nga eh. Mr. Swabe na ako ngayon eh.
Oo nga.
Hindi na nila ako namumukaan.
Oo, ano na, grown up na.
Kasi Frankie.
Oh, kasi Carl, may binabati si Carl. Carl, batiin mo naman yung mga viewers natin.
Yan yung mga viewers natin ulit. Sila Glenn, sila Princess, sila Chloe. Yan si JP De Leon. Hello po, good evening po. Ayan.
Oy, JP De Leon, idol yan. Lagi nanonood. Hi.
Kung susuportan ninyo, maraming salamat.
Stagers Channel, yung theater natin na channel.
Oo. Nais ko rin magpasalamat na dami nagpadala ng pagkain. May nagpadala ng pagkain sa akin ngayon.
Sa'yo?
Oo, meron. Yung mga taga, Entablado UP, maraming salamat po sa pagkain. At gusto ko rin pong pasalamatan yung sarili ko sa pina-order ko para sa sarili ko. Maraming salamat, Jeremy.
Okay, good na din. Thank you po sa mga nagpadala ng pagkain sa amin din. Meron, ano yung pagkain na yun? Sumura. Ang somay na mura, pero masarap. Ayan.
Sumura.
Sala. Pengi naman ako niya.
Sumuran ka? Gusto mo masumura?
Gusto ko masyumuran ka. Oo, para naman.
Salamat sa mga sponsor namin this week.
Si Psycho Rick na dyan. Send po namin yung link.
Si Stacy sa Stacy Resort. Salamat po.
Stacy Resorts. Ayan, hello po.
Tapos Fit City Gym. Ayan.
Yes.
Bongga.
Urong lang namin yung upuan namin ng konti. Then that's, ano na, sa pusap kwentuhan.
Oo nga. Ang ganda ng sofa, ang ganda ng mga unan.
Yes, of course.
Gamit na gamit yan sa...
Sorry naman. Okay, hi guys! Welcome sa aming Pagpag Forum. Thank you, Gerald ATV. I enjoyed this week's episode. Thank you.
Thank you.
Salamat po, guys. Guys, comment lang kayo or share niyo po itong live natin. Ang konti na nanonood kasi yung karamihan ngayon, daming nanonood ng BL at GL. Ngayon kasi sunod-sunod yung lumalabas. Madami tayong kasabay. Pero ganun pa man, thank you po sa pagsuporta ng Why Love Why. Kanina, we just hit 2,000 plus sa live view.
Oo nga. Ang bongga-bongga ng live view.
Oo, grabe. Ay, Tony, Roxy Jaime, thank you.
Also, don't forget to use hashtag WhyLoveWhy EP2 in all of your social media postings, no? Para mas marami pa makapanood at ma-reach ng Why Love Why in various social media accounts. And of course, don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for Phil Stagers Films. And of course, the various social media accounts.
Yes. Si Marsmat. Hi, Marsmat. Marsmat, yung nag-reaction siya kanina. Napanood namin, nanood kami bago namin i-air yung episode 2, bago kami manood. Napanood namin yung reaction video. Wala kang reaction masyado eh.
Nanood na lang talaga. Pero maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat.
Tapos nanood din kanina na live si Pig Out Squad.
Ay, oo, si Pigs Out. Pigs Out. Ano pangalan niya? Pigs Out Squad.
Oo nga.
Napanood mo yun? Di ba? Ang cool niya mag-react. Tawang-tawa ako.
Oo nga. Hello po. May ano pa.
Hey, Parker. Hey, Chloe.
Oo nga. At syempre, andyan din sa, kasama. Sino pa kasama niyo dyan, John Ray?
Nandito si Kelly, si Pads, si Direk, pati yung editor namin napakataba.
Hi!
Ay, andyan siya.
Hello po, magandang gabi. Asa may camera?
Ito.
Ayan. Hi, hello! Maraming salamat sa panonood ng episode 2 at pagsama sa amin hanggang dito sa Pagpag Forum. Babatiin ko lang si Rob Gaspar, Jepoy Romulo. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Nagpadala ng perfume sa akin. Thank you.
Oh, wala ka na palang ipapagpag sa sa Why Love Why. Wala ka na palang maipapagpag sa Why Love Why.
Bakit?
No, wala nang ipapagpag.
Oo. Hindi na pinapagpag, pinapalo-palo na lang. Palo-palo yung labanan.
Pinapalo-palo na lang. Yes, of course. At syempre, nandiyan din si Pads, nasa likod. Hi, Kuya Pads.
Kumakain si Pads.
Kumakain pa sila eh. Pero
Happy birthday, JP.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, Chairman.
yeah, happy birthday kay chairman
Birthday
natin.
niya, batiin niyo. Birthday po ng chairman namin.
Opo.
Ayan.
Ang
Ay, Tanod pala. Tanod siya. Oo, si Tanod.
last name niya kasi chairman.
Basta siya kasi parang chairman.
Si Tanod chairman. At sino yung malusog na tao na nasa likod niyo? Ayan ang nasa likod mo, Kelly.
Ha?
Editor natin.
Ang editor niyo.
Siya ang DOP editor at master studio ng Philippine Stagers Foundation. Siya po si Juan Paulo Vlogs.
Pa-share nyo.
Oo, guys, share nyo naman po yung aming mga channel. At saka, syempre, episode po namin. Share nyo naman tong chat natin para kahit paano mag-exchange po tayo ng hearts.
Diba sa mama?
Oh, yes. Ang dami na, at saka meron tayong mga kanina, mga YouTubers na nakasama natin sa episode na to ng Why Love Why. Of course, nandiyan si Kuya Neil Padilla mo, no?
Yes naman, ang sikat na Neil Padilla na may 1 million subscribers. At syempre, si Sai Smith na may 300k subscribers at napaka-konting post lang sa Facebook. Talagang libo-libo talaga. Kaya mga yan, influencers.
Oh,
Pero din
yes.
kahit JP De Leon.
Ayan. Ito, watching from Imus. Hi guys, hi Roxy, hi Gingamor watching from Surigao. Wow, Karadjao, Surigao, Badjao. Hi, love you, Amy, Mjo.
Mjo. Ay, may bago na.
Ay, ba't Mjo? Benmil, pwedeng Benmil, pwedeng Mjo. Pwede din. Sige. Kung nasa kung ano trip mo. Kain na. Actually, dinner pa lang kami guys, di pa kami kumakain. Kaya JP, kumain ka na ba?
Ito, kain lang na kain kahit kumain na.
Sige.
Hi, Parker!
Hi, Peter Parker Tanyada. Hi, Parky. Ubus na Robux mo.
Gusto kong batiin yung boss ko sa sa Telus. Hello po, TC Marlo. Yung mga taga-Telus International Philippines. Gusto ko po kayong batiin lahat.
Wala ka sa kapil.
Wala, ibibigay ko po yung link. Pero, sige. Sige, wait naman. Ay, oo nga.
Siyempre, batiin din natin si Manong. Si Manong Grab, delivery man. OJ, nangako ka, babatiin mo siya. Sabi mo, babatiin mo siya kapag ka nag-showing na.
Hi, guys! Comment lang kayo dyan, ha?
Oo nga, comment, like, and share the page. Marami tayong mapag-uusapan mamaya, mga bagay-bagay. Last week, napaka-active ng ating chat.
Live vlogs. Welcome to my guys.
Last time kaming nagkagulo sila sa chat box last time. Yung episode 1 natin sa Why Love Why, tsaka sa Pagpag forum natin. Grabe yung kuro-kuro ng mga tao. Nagpo-post sa atin last time. Diyos ko. At ang isa sa mga gusto ko lang na sana matugunan natin ng attention direct ay yung issue ng kasi ang dami nagko-comment about the concept of the sexualization daw, no? Nung mga not just the actors but the reaction of the audience to the actors direct. Anong
JP, hintayin natin si Psycho Milk
okay,
para mas maganda yung usapan natin.
okay.
Pero bago yan, anong opinion mo sa episode 2 natin, James?
I think episode 2 is a good way for us what COVID is and of the response of the community and at kung ano-ano pa. So, we have to understand the timeline of the story. Nakakalimutan natin na may timeline na sinusunod yung kwento, no? Hello? Nawala kayo. Hello?
Ayan, okay na.
Ayan.
Kuya
Okay
JP, di ka nila narinig kanina. Sorry, kailangan mong ulitin from the top. Oo, totoo, promise. Kasi nag-mute ako sa, promise.
Okay, sige.
Sorry.
Napanood natin sa sa episode 2 ng Why Love Why yung iba't ibang perception ng mga tao sa COVID.
Sige,
Gumagalaw ako.
Oo. Gumagalaw ka, Gig.
Okay, so yung iba-ibang perspective ng tao tungkol sa COVID when the pandemic started. No, yung iba, ang daming kasing parang nakakalimutan nila, may timeline na sinusunod yung kwento. No, the story of Why Love Why started pre-pandemic. No, na kung saan ang daming mga tao na hindi naman talaga alam kung ano ang COVID. No, kung ano ang nCoV. At aminin natin that during that time, everybody's calling it the China coronavirus, di ba? Or it's a virus that came from China.
No, I also have to add to that, JP. Kasi it was just one comment when he said that we are actually propagating false information about COVID-19. In fact, it was not a false information. But some people here in the Philippines think that way. And even in the United States up to now, and even in Brazil, there are a lot of people who would say that this virus is not really a virus, but a biological warfare weapon. Right? So what we're trying to present, yung idea ng ibang tao that is fake news. We are not actually propagating misinformation about it.
Yeah.
Because the fact is, you know what is true, right? What is correct, what is yung kung ano talaga yung COVID-19 eh. And kaya hindi yun pag-aano sa China, and we are also not ayan na sa'yo. So ano siya, hindi siya mali yung mali actually yung sinabi na we're spreading fake news or misinformation about COVID-19.
Correct. Kaya nga sinasabi natin palagi, if there are certain details within the show that you don't fully understand, you have to rewatch it. No? Panoorin mo noon natin ulit para maintindihan natin ng mahusay kung ano yung nilalaman ng show. Kung ano
and JP, the character of Edna, the mom of Emil, is impoverished. She's not well educated, right? Ano siya townsfolk siya. So talagang may mga ganun dito sa Pilipinas up to this day. And that's what we're trying to present because the art of filmmaking imitates life and life imitates art. So
correct.
Short of saying, what we're trying to present is talagang mga ideas ng mga tao na medyo mali. Kung alam mo, di mapalad ka na alam mo na hindi yung totoo.
Correct.
Hindi ba? But we're not trying to attack China. That's
Oo nga. That's not the objective.
Oo
naman. Kumbaga ay lawakan natin yung pangunawa natin sa pinapanood natin. 'Di ba? Para mas maunawaan at maintindihan natin kung ano ba yung mga nangyayaring eksena. Kasi otherwise, they will continue to nitpick small details and not focus on the story. We will miss the story. We will miss the entirety of the story itself. No? Kaya marami pa akong gustong sabihin. Iniintay lang natin si Luis kasi I would like to get his third-party opinion din direct kasi baka sabihin tayo lang ang dito. Maganda rin na marinig natin yung objective ng ibang tao regarding the show.
Yeah.
Alright, so total nandyan din yung editor natin mamaya. Meron ako din natatanong sa kanya. Yung editor
there
natin.
You go. There's we have now Luis.
Hi.
Psychomilk.
Hi.
Opo.
There.
Oo,
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yan.
Yeah. I actually did not know that my camera was off. So I didn't know that I was not there.
Ayan. Pero you were hearing our conversation, Luis.
Yes, I was.
Yeah,
I was.
Kasi maraming hindi nakaintindi na tungkol sa fake news. Fake news, nagpa-propagate daw ng fake news yung show. Yung I Love
This is Luis, this is on episode 1 when the mom of Emil was she was conversing with her son, tapos she was telling her son that she thinks that COVID-19 is not really a virus but a biological warfare. In fact, it was also mentioned in episode 2, the first part of episode 2 when Pads and Wena were talking, and they mentioned about Bill Gates, about China as well. So what I'm trying to explain is some people, most especially here in the Philippines, the not so educated ones, would really believe that way in the beginning of the pandemic. And the timeline of this particular series is during the beginning of the pandemic, around March 12, March 13, March 14, when the lockdown was officially announced by President Duterte for March 16. So, in a way, we have improved from that particular timeline up to this point. We're so much educated now. And as the series progress, you will also see that in the series. But let us not be too excited to judge the series that we are trying to propagate or to spread fake news about COVID-19. You, as a contract tracer, what can you say about this?
Actually, the first episode was too close to the truth. Even now, even months after we have learned a lot of things about COVID, and there are new information that comes to us every day as more and more studies are being done about the virus. There is still no definite answer on what COVID really is. And just for an example, just last week, while we were doing our contact tracing, one of the people in the rural areas where in the context of your show, we can actually put the mindset of Emil's mom into that particular category, wherein she's not that educated, she is not that well versed of everything, even if her son is basically the top of the class. But the question that bothered me was from a senior high student that actually asked me, "Oh, uh, nagtatrabaho ko sa gobyerno. Naniniwala ka pala sa COVID?" There are still people who actually do not believe in COVID here, right now. And that is true for any place. Even if people will judge you now, they ask you that you are spreading, or they technically bash you for spreading misinformation. You have to actually take into account that, as Kagawad said, that we are working on a timeline, and this timeline is before we knew a lot more than what we know now. And even the information that we know now is actually not complete. Even I, as a frontliner, cannot say that my information is complete or that my information will not change tomorrow. So meron pa talagang tao na hindi naniniwala na talaga may COVID. Tapos ako, as before I was working in the front lines, totoong pinaniwalaan ko the urban legends or the urban stories na yes, this is biological warfare. Totoo yan. Even I, before I knew better, I believe those stories. Kasi yun nga, you cannot explain something that just basically mushroomed out of the mushroomed out and ruined 2020 for all of us.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
So
and even up to now, Brazil, US, they still believe that this is not a real virus.
Correct.
Up to this point.
That's true.
That's why they still have like many infected up to this point, millions infected people in the US, most especially. Even President Trump, in one way or another, he mentioned before that, diba, that this is not indeed a virus, that you don't need to wear your mask, right?
Ako. this might be a political answer, or this might be
Mm.
a political statement, pero I still believe that he does not believe that COVID exists. Even if he
Mm.
did say na nagka-COVID siya at saka yung asawa niya, I don't believe in that. Remember in the context that he is running for office. He was running for a position. Any attention that would basically that he can get, he
Mm.
will basically do that because yun ang politika.
Yeah.
Pero in the context naman sa story nyo, um, the 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 mere fact that people bash you for that means that people are now getting more information about COVID. Di
Yes.
ba? Alam nila na mali yung information na yon. That
Yeah.
actually is kudos on your part because hindi even if they did not realize na eto they completely forgot na this was probably in March, or yeah, early March, when the pandemic, when the ECQ was basically started in the whole country, and
Mm.
that we were all locked in our houses.
Mm.
um just the mere fact that people are questioning now, or people are uh, reacting,
Mm.
is a good indication that people are slowly learning about the virus, or that people are getting themselves educated somehow,
Yes. Mm.
and that is very important. um, a lot of the series that has come out in the Philippines are COVID related.
Yes.
um, and um, nagpapasalamat ako kasi we are getting a lot of reactions kahit negative pa yan. Kasi alam nating yung tao is conscious about what is actually the truth and what
Mm.
they should do. Even the episode 2 right now, yung mga ginagawa ng mag-asawa,
Yes.
that is also pinag-uusapan, na sinasabi na if you want to have a negative result, drink or gargle hot water, or gargle salt water, saline
Salt water.
solution, because
Yes.
or ginger, because
Uh-huh.
mamamatay yung
Yeah.
virus sa throat mo.
Mm.
That is not
Yes.
true. That is not true. Um, I know because I had swab test twice.
Mm.
I had it through the mouth. I had it through the nose, both nostrils actually.
Mm.
And then at the end of the day, hindi makakatulong yung mga kwentong ito. Pero ito yung ginagawa ng mga tao. Your episodes are educating people that eto yung nangyayari. Eto yung akala ng iba. Pero nakakabuti ba to or nakakatulong ba to? Just the mere fact that they are questioning is actually something that you should be proud of.
Yes.
Yun.
Thank you.
That is really true,
Mm.
Luis. And I've been telling my cast as well, because they're the ones reading the comments. I
Mhm.
said that a work of art which is not subjected to any debate is not
Mhm.
relevant. So we can see now that the relevance of this particular piece, because people are reacting, people are
Mm.
questioning, and if people do not care, if they are indifferent about this particular piece, then that is in itself a proof that you are not relevant, that you are
Correct.
not being watched, or not being they don't care about your piece. So
Yes.
I guess that's one thing that we should all be proud of.
Correct. If people do not react, or people do not give comments on your show, that actually basically says that you are not you're not something important for them. But kasi pinapanood kayo, uh, they want you to know that basically daw you are giving false information, then they are actually watching each and every part of your episodes.
Yeah.
Yun. Doon naman sa sinasabi na kanina, our kagawad was saying na bakit medyo sinesexualize yung etong dalawa.
Yeah.
A BL series basically is a fantasy. And as I said before, the Philippine context of BL is actually we're changing the landscape. Pero there's still a part of the the population that actually looks at BL as a way of an escape. Bakit ako, especially in times of pandemic, bakit especially your context in the context that we are talking about the pandemic and the truth behind the COVID virus. Bakit ako manunood ng isang palabas na medyo mala documentary na hindi naman ako mag-enjoy? Um, Coming from the LGBT community, I mean, look at these guys. Ano bang isipin ko? I mean, what would I want na wherein it will get my attention din, pero at the same time, I will be learning. Kahit na it's not just the paligo-paligo, it's not just the focusing
Yes.
on their abs, Carl's abs specifically, and then yung pa-cute ni John Ray, it's it's just the tinginan, it's all everything. Medyo added attraction na yung yes, we can see them taking a bath, but sino bang hindi naliligo dito?
Yes.
Yun. You are expecting that. I know everyone's expecting that because from the promotional things that these guys have done, they basically were naked in my interview. They were naked in my interview actually. And eto nga, the episodes are actually so tame. Yun nga lang, people will tend to notice things na para sa kanila are off their sensibilities. Pero
Yes.
if you look at Thai BLs, may mga ibang Thai BLs na sobrang-sobra pa yung ginagawa dyan. Di ba? I grew up, I mean, I basically started my BL journey with the Thai BLs. Pero there's nothing different from the Thai BLs. Ito yung mga scenes na to. Pero, I mean, wala namang problema. Bakit? Naguhubad ba sila dyan? Hindi naman sila, I mean, may cover naman yan.
Correct.
And it's done in a iba kasi yung atake nyo sa episodes, sa series. As I mentioned last week, talagang it's done in a way na parang stage play. I can actually basically see it done on stage. If you revise the script a little, you can actually do this on stage.
Yes.
But yun, if people say that it's that the boys are being sexualized, well, they are sexual creatures. Sino ba dito sa atin ang hindi sexual?
Exactly.
Because if there was no sex, no one, wala tayo dito. No one will be alive today without sex.
Exactly.
Basically. And what is part of every grown-up's way of life? Basically, it's being sexual because we are all sexual individuals. What defines humans is not only our speech or our language or the way we communicate, but our being sexual and also our way of thinking that we can decide for ourselves. If you want to decide to be sexual and to show it on screen, go ahead. Why the hell not? Yun.
Yeah. Thank you, Luis. But I just have to read some of the comments from Gerald ATV. Ginagawa naman talaga in real life yung mga pinakita dito sa series nyo. I don't think you're feeding us wrong information. Yun din yung sinabi ni Luis kanina. Sabi ni JP De Leon, some people are taking extra critical to things that might lead to misinformation. I guess kasi mas nag-iingat na talaga yung mga tao.
Yeah.
Sabi ni Roxy Jaime, basta ako lahat ng pinanood ko dito is totoong nangyari sa totoong buhay. dead man na po direct, just continue. Okay, ito pa sinabi ni Kent Darwin, but I can see why Love Why its strength is the main cast because acting wise they are very good in what they do because of their theater background. Thank you sa lahat ng mga nag-comment.
Yes, direct. So, dudugtungan ko lang yung sinabi ni Luis kanina about people sexualizing or the sexualization of the actors or the thirst trap, no? Kasi sinasabi yan, lalo na usong-uso yan ngayon, masyado daw nakafocus sa thirst trap, mga shots, bakit hindi daw mag-focus sa story? Well, ladies and gentlemen, BL series, that's one of the elements of a BL, no? Because now we're feeding the fantasy of the audience. Pero that's, if you would focus on that, kung yun lang ang focus mo at hindi mo na susundan yung istorya, parang may mali na sa'yo. If you are not able to follow the story anymore and just focus on the body of the actors or on the sexy things, may mali na sa'yo doon. And besides, these things are not being done just for, kasi may nabasa ko sa comments direct na parang ina-underestimate daw ang third sex because of this. Dahil parang yun na lang ba ang pambenta at pang-akit sa mga bakla na nanonood ng series na ganito? Baka ikaw ang nag-underestimate sa capacity ng isang individual kung iniisip mo na yun lang ang bentahe. Yun lang ang makikita nila. Na yun lang ang ma-appreciate nila. Diba? I would just like to return the question back to them. Kasi baka it's nitpicking. We're in the point that we're nitpicking already instead of appreciating the entirety of the presentation. Now, what do you think, Direct Luis? What do you think?
No, I have lots of things to say about sexualization because that's a majority of the comment, no, most especially BL fans of other BL series, no, they would say that this is really different from. They tend to compare, no, from one particular BL, but you know you really cannot please everybody, and beauty is really in the eye of the beholder. So we have our own set of audience, so we want to serve them as well. So if you are into to pure conversation or pure staring at each other, then this is really not your thing. So just watch your own BL. But I guess I am also determined to do this because this is about the concept of this particular series is about sexual adventurism and sexual reawakening of two straight men. And it's quite impossible for us not to present any sexual act.
Yeah.
We will indeed present a lot of sexual sex in this series. So, if I may, JP and Luis, this is the time of the pandemic. We really need to depart from our present state. Come on, tragedy is winning in the times of war because we want to see something else. I mean, we want to depart from state of loneliness and sorrow and depression, etc. So we want to feed our fantasy. And one way of doing this is really, remember during the time of martial law, that's a so-called golden age of Philippine cinema.
Yeah.
When Kisap Mata, Scorpio Nights, and Oro Plata Mata, which is what? Sexualization also.
Yeah.
Diba? Flourish. And kaya nga, it's so easy for you to judge. Just wait po tayo. Mag-wait po tayo kasi hindi naman po yan lang ang bentahe. Yeah. Nasa pangalawang episode pa lang po tayo eh. Pagka po yan, tumagal-tagal, makikita nyo po ang ano ng istorya talaga, kung ano po ang istorya talaga.
Mag-judge tayo after ng whole series.
Oo, after ng whole series, kapag nakita nyo na kung ano talagang istorya, di, ayun, kung talagang pure sexualization lang, kung yun lang ang bentahe, you can crucify us for that, ano? But eventually, if you will see that this particular series has a substance more than sexualization or more than being a thirst trap or a clickbait, then Yon, ang ano talaga, well, we really need to have these demographics. I mean, a set of audience. We really need an audience. Come on, who doesn't want an audience? We need millions of viewers because in a way, if we have those number, it's easy for us to present the main subject matter or the substance
Correct.
of the movie. And you actually present that in the beginning in order for these people to be hooked with the series.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
Luis.
Okay. Um, Going back to the sexualization and in the context, even with the previous interviews, um, for Carl and John Ray, it has been always um, it was vocally spoken na this is an attraction. Basically, the main story is attraction between two men. Okay. If we look at the characteristics of men and women, and even those from the
Third
the
sex.
third sex are still men mostly,
Yeah.
and it just so happens that they like men. And
Mm.
if we look at even studies, journals, and everything, will tell you, even psychology will tell you that men will always sexualize things or will always be attracted more to the sexual part
Mm.
because that is their nature. I
Mm.
mean, sino ba sa atin ang hindi naghanap ng quarantine flings this
Yes.
pandemic season. Kaya nga kaya nga lumabas yung term na quarantine flings because of quarantine,
Mm.
flings, and the drive of men to
Mm.
basically look for sex.
Mm.
And then sa pagdaloy ng story kasi ah yun ang background kung bakit sila ma-attract sa isa't isa. From the very onset, from the very start, yung last scene, last few frames nung episode 1, sa tingin pa lang nila, you know it's a sexual thing.
Mm.
Eto, dito, nag-end pa rin, even a lot of sequences in the second episode were all sexual innuendos, which actually leads to the ultimate target of the story, wherein they will be attracted to each other. Bakit ba? Hindi ba pwede? 2020 na po. It is said that we are all fluid na. Wala nang gender. You can fall in love with anybody. Actually, I'm getting this line from John Ray because he used it in an interview a few days ago.
Mm.
Yun. We're all fluid. And bakit hindi ka maa-attract sa... Bakit? In all honesty, kahit sabihin mong straight ka, hindi ka ba na-attract sa isang lalaking super attractive?
Ayan, halika Patrick. Ito, meron kami pinag-usapan. Halika. Luis, this is Kuya. May pinag-usapan kami nung isang araw. Sabi ko, you as a straight guy, kasi we were talking, kaming dalawa, hindi ka ba ma-attract sa sa straight? Sabi ko, na lalaki, na kumbaga, o sabi ko, si Piolo nga eh. Sabi ko, di ba? Sabi mo, si Piolo, in a way, parang, syempre, pagka nakita mo, gwapo, gandang lalaki. Pero not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gay or you're,
correct.
Diba? Parang,
yung eto. We're just learning about the spectrum of sexuality nga dito sa Pilipinas. Even if in other countries it has been around. I myself is not actually very familiar about the whole spectrum. Ang alam ko lang LGBTQ, ano pa ba? Ang daming letters, your gender fluid, your all that. Even our pronouns are not even correct now. It's not politically correct to say he and she if that person wants to be called they or wants to be called them.
Yes.
That's why in other forms now, even for generic form, it is asked if what pronouns do you want to be called, because um, hindi na tayo as backward as before. So 2020 ngayon, I could say that I'm attracted to women because I am. Kung may magandang dumaan, hindi ba ako magte-turn ng ulo ko kasi yun yung dinidictate sa akin. Tapos there are so many, as I said, I still do not know. Baka may mga meaning yung lahat ng letters from A to Z. Tapos may plus pa. Oh, does that mean that I cannot appreciate anyone simply because I appreciate them? Or can I not be sexual with somebody because I'm just sexual with somebody? Di ba? Oh, bakit itatanong yan? Why should I put myself inside a box and define myself because that is what society wants me to? I want to
Exactly.
define myself.
Yeah.
So, kung gusto ko maging sexual with anybody, kung gusto ko manood ng people who are being sexual, I mean, why not? Like you guys, Carl and John Ray, in all honesty, hindi ba kayo ma-attract kung maganda talaga yung lalaki and there was a spark there? Hindi ba mangyayari? Do you think you're 100% sure na you can say no? Kung at the right moment, at the right time, with the right person?
Yeah.
Honestly speaking. Can you answer that, please?
Yeah. Honestly, kasi Sir Luis, kapag ka talaga nakakita ka ngayon ng tao, kahit sabihin na natin tao na, hindi na babae o lalaki, regardless, di ba? Kapag nakita mong sobrang amon ng muka, sobrang ganda ng muka, or sobrang bait, or sobrang, alam mo yon, siya yung type mo as a person. Siya yung tipo mo as a tao, di ba? Talagang ma-attract ka regardless kung ano man ang sexuality niya, kung sino man siya, kung ano man siya, kahit rebulto pa yan o kahit lalaki pa yan, na lalaki talaga sa harapan mo. Paano kung gwapong-gwapo talaga? Paano kung sakto siya dun sa naiisip mong perfect lahat ng features na mukha? Talagang possible. Kahit man sabihin mong katiting lang yan, Sir Luis, ng attraction na tinatawag. Pero meron at meron pa rin yan.
Ayun nga, hindi lang sa features, no, kundi rin pati sa talent na nakikita mo sa kapwa mo tao. Yun. Hindi lang sa features kasi marami rin basihan.
Iba't kasing form ng
yan.
Okay. Especially sa inyo, your actors, your theater people, especially when you're on stage, kahit nagre-rehearsal lang kayo, even kung kahit hindi mo pa na-internalize yung ibang character, pag may nakita kang sobrang hanga ka sa stage, it's so easy to fall in love with somebody regardless kung ano man siya. Di ba? I'd like to ask I think Patrick at the back, coming from a straight guy again, do you think it's possible for you to, yung tanong ni Direk, posible bang ma-attract ka, or basically, posible bang you get into a sexual situation with somebody because wala na, you cannot see gender anymore? Is it possible?
In my opinion, may criteria kasi ang attraction. If you're attracted to your opposite, to your same sex, for example, me, nasa gym ako, may makikita ko mas maganda katawan sa akin. I'm attracted to them, not because sexually attracted ako, but because I love how their body, alam mo yun, kung gaano sila kaganda yung katawan nila, and I'm comparing myself to them. As a straight guy, like pag may mga nakikita kong ganun, attracted ako, not sexually. Maybe na-appreciate ko yung fact na I can be like them. Kasi ako marami akong iniidolong same sex eh. Hindi hindi lang gwapo, may mga athlete din na talagang fina-follow ko. May mga actors, may mga politicians, may mga iba't ibang personalities na gusto ko yung mga traits nila as a man.
Mhm.
But not necessarily na sexually, maybe hindi ko pa naiisip yung level na yun. Kahit makulit yung utak ko, kasi artist din ako, no? Minsan, I crack jokes or I imagine things na i-sex ko kaya to. Pero alam mo yung capability, I don't think nandun ako sa level na yon. But honestly, attracted ako sa same sex. Lalo na kapag gusto kong i-compare yung sarili ko or gusto kong ma-achieve yung na-achieve nila. Ganun.
Correct. And,
Yes.
Direct,
That's valid.
I would just like
That's
to
also valid.
bakit ba kailangan maging issue kung kanino ka attracted at bakit ka attracted? Why
Yun
should
din, isa rin yun.
Di ba?
Hindi, ikaw ba, JP? May na-attract mo sa'yo?
Uy, may market yan.
Marami yan.
May market yan.
Marami.
At saka pa, i-add ko lang din. As a
Meron po, opo.
meron din pa. I-add ko lang
Okay.
din para sa mga viewers natin. As a theater guy, as a theater artist, kapag taong teatro ka, usually, eto, wag sanang mabigyan ng masamang interpretasyon. Kapag taong teatro ka, bakla ka. Ibig ko sabihin bakla ka, yung manner mo, yung movement mo, how you speak, how you deliver your lines, how I'm speaking today. 'Di ba? Hindi to si Patrick na pagkausap ang mga simpleng tao. Nagsasalita ako bilang Patrick na teatro. No, kaya ko makipagsabayan sa LGBT, kaya ko silang sakyan.
Sige nga.
Kaya kong umarte, 'di ba? Hindi nga lang ako nabigyan ng role na tulad ni ni Miss OJ.
Pero kaya mo mag-Miss OJ?
Pero kaya ko mag-Miss OJ.
Sige nga.
Pero not necessarily na sasabihin na
Mag-usap nga kayo.
sige, mag-usap tayo ngayon.
That's all, guys. Mas bakla pa ka siya.
Di ba? Parang ganun. Naiinis lang ako sa mga tao na pagka umaarte ka ng ganun,
Bakla mo ka.
parang kinondem ka na yung buong pagkatao mo. Teka, kasalanan ba yun? Parang kasalanan ba kung ganun ako? Di ba? Marami kasing ganun, hindi lang naman ako.
Meron. I agree.
And
Okay.
besides, di ba, 2020 na, sabi nga kayo, 2020 na, attraction shouldn't be treated as taboo. No? If you are attracted to an individual, why do you have to put other labels into it? You just find it attractive. And there's nothing wrong with it.
Ako, JP, attracted ako doon sa boobs mo. Kasi
Talaga?
ang ganda nung hubog eh. Ang ganda nung...
Even the character of the Kagawad, even if they do not say na hindi naman natin nakikita na naguhubad siya or anything, that was a sexual character. Because even yung tingin niya, even the way he delivers the lines or the way he confronted yung delivery person, the courier, that in itself medyo may sexual tension doon. Kasi yung pagtingin niya palang taas, may ibang meaning. Hindi natin alam ngayon kung anong meaning ngayon. Pero we will probably see it in the next few episodes. And then isa pa, binabasa ko lang ito yung mga comments dito sa chat natin.
Yes.
Yes, it's 2020. And then, love knows no gender. Pero, I will add something to that. Love knows no gender. Paano yung lust? Does lust have no gender then? So, that is a question that is a question that we have to ask ourselves, because we have been fighting for BL fans or BL stories or BL filmmakers have been fighting for na love has no gender. Oo, tama, love has no gender. Pero does love have no gender? You ask yourself, does it have no gender? Kasi para sa akin wala. It does not have a gender. Because, as I said, yung attraction nga, if at in a perfect situation, in a perfect with a perfect person, and in a perfect setting, hindi ko na tatanungin kung lalaki man yan, babae man yan, bakla man yan, or tomboy man yan, or whatever letter siya.
Yes.
But kung attracted ako, there will be sexual tension there. And also, I agree with Patrick. That was a valid point. Kasi it might be yung level of attractiveness niya is na humahanga siya, or he wants to be that person, or he wants to emulate that person. Pero hindi pa nakakarating sa point na he's sexually open, or he's sexually attracted enough to dive in. Yun.
Yeah.
Tama. Tama. Kaya, siguro i-move natin yung discussion sa iba pang topic na gumulantang doon sa series natin.
Yes. Si Sir Luis, baka may ano pong natandaan ninyong part doon. Ngayon, ang episode 2 na panood niyo. Ano pong takeaways?
Okay. One thing I noticed, which is quite different from episode 1 and episode 2, although medyo slight lang. The acting in episode 2 is more theatrical. It's more, alam kong you were trying to tone down, pero yung scenes kasi was done, na-cut. It was episodic. Yung episodic siya. Na you have to focus on that particular scene. Like, for example, the wife taking care of her husband, and then yung scenes ni na Carl at John Ray, tapos yung scene ni Kagawad, tapos yung scene with eto yung monologue part ni Miss Philippines. Hindi naman, it's not actually a deviance from the episode 1, pero different kasi yung treatment. It's more like, this is more theatrical, na as I said earlier, pwede yung script is pwedeng i-revise to be acted on stage. So eto, mas nakikita ko to dito sa episode 2 na these are stage actors we're looking at. Medyo kailangan pang i-tone down konti yung manner of acting nila, kasi may na comment, somebody commented na it's looking cartoonish unless which we will probably find out in later episodes, unless it is what was actually intended. It was intentional. Correct. Which I think it is. So, if it is intentional, then we will know bakit siya ganyan. Is this a slice of life cartoon, rom-com, whatever? Or is this manga-inspired thingy that is boys love, with boys love as the background? And then this is very political. This episode is very political because sa mga pag-uusapan lang, I don't know if the other audiences notice, but this is very political. I love it because I have so many things to say kung politically speaking lang, but things that I cannot say for myself working for the government, like I work for the government, so abusha. It's good that people are talking about it, which I like, di ba? Kasi napag-uusapan siya. So, hindi lang dapat yung nanonotice ng mga tao, ito yung mga ibang bashers natin, hindi lang dapat yung pag-uusapan nila is kumbaga, false information daw. But kindly look into what is behind the words that the actors are saying, because there are meanings there. may mga nakatagong laman yung mga sinasabi ng mga actors natin. Kahit na yung conversation ni John Ray with his mom, that was something. That was something. Even yung pag-uusap ng mga classmates, even the topics of the thesis were very relevant to our society now. And it should make an impact. And if people are not talking about it yet, they might. If they will be talking about it, which they should, then you are doing a good job.
Yes.
Yun.
Tama.
Very wisely pointed out by Sir Luis of Psychomilk. Very nice observation. In fact, that's what we're trying to look for, no, from our audience, na taga who would look at it that way. But you are precisely correct when you said that the acting here in not only the second episode but the first episode as well, with Kelly and the couple when they were throwing plates at each other, and Kelly was throwing things, no, inside inside her house. It was really up to this point when she was doing a monologue. If you can recall from episode 1, what we're trying to present are various literary genres. In the beginning, when Carl was going up, no, the building, it was really a comedy of errors. No, he encountered a lot of things.
Yes,
he encountered a lot of things in order to for him to what? Number one, to prove a point, or to arrive at a destination. No, those are the two aspects of a comedy of error. And in this particular episode 2, in film, it's like called Fellinesque, or type of a bizarre, or we're not comfortable seeing people acting that way. It's campy. It's like a camp. No, so you can actually tell it from all the support players. They are all campy because when you are doing a political satire, so to speak, you always want masks, you always want campy, in order for you not to hurt a real person's feeling. That is actually a device in literature and in film. That is also the reason during the time of the Tudor period, when the actors are wearing masks, because they don't want, to be identified with any of the real people. So that is also the point why we try to be campy with our acting. Most especially later, it will come out later, most especially when we turn to social realism and politics. That people will be more campy, people will be more, there will be more comedy of errors, there will be more Fellini, there will be more bizarre moments in the film. So you see, audience, this is not pure sexualization. Yes. This is indeed a work which tries to present to you various literary forms or various film forms, no, or film genre that is not only BL. So I will repeat my hashtag before. This is more than a BL.
Correct.
At isa, kasi na-open mo kanina direct yung di ba? Mga bagay na pinag-awayan sa chat box last time. Mabuti nga dumating na yung character ni Vance. Kasi sinabi, bakit parang pilit yung pagkakapasok ng ibang elements, yung ibang elements na political. May plema lang po yun, huwag kayong mag-alala. Wala pa iba. May laman lang po yung plema.
Iko-contact trace ka na agad ni Luis.
Hello!
Tama.
Now, going back dun sa character ni Vance, no, na teacher, kasi yung iba, ang bilis silang mag-judge ng political raw agad. Bakit hindi nilang mag-focus sa romance at sa love? pwedeng ganun lang at romance of love lang ang buhay natin sa pang-araw-araw. Siyempre, kailangan magkaroon ng sustansyang diskusyon at pinag-uusapan. At dito nyo ngayon makikita yung focus ng tema nung mga estudyante na dito, no? So, isa sa mga pinag-awayan yung tungkol kay Marcos daw. Last episode, Diyos ko, hanggang sa tapos na yung ating pagpag-forum, nag-aaway pa rin
Tama.
yung mga nanonood because of that. And I think we're really successful in trying to create discourse. No? Siguro at this point, let us learn to discourse with respect. Ako nandun ako sa punto na yon na let us learn how to take facts and learn how to differentiate facts from historical revisions and other elements ng kasaysayan natin na sinusubukang baguhin. So, magbasa-basa rin tayo, learn to read, learn to analyze the discussion in the BL. No? So, Direk, ano mo doon?
Yeah, in short, sa mga millennial terms talaga ngayon, talagang wag kayong basta magbabasa lang ng mga article o manonood ng mga videos lang sa mga social media. Kasi iba
No, the character of Professor said it.
Yeah.
I don't need to repeat it. He already said it. I am against historical, not revisionism, but distortion.
Yeah.
So that's my stand as a creator. If that will come out later on, then that's my work of art. And if you don't watch it, that's my point. I'm just trying to serve my art. I know that it will really hurt some people, and I'm sorry. But you can create your own though. You can create your own work of art. Maybe I won't watch it, but everybody is free to create one. And we are here in a democratic country, at least for today. We don't know
For
yet
now.
tomorrow.
At least
But
for now.
yeah, but what I'm trying to do is I'm just exercising my free speech as an artist.
One thing that actually reminds me of the first two episodes is Waiting for Godot, the play by
Yeah.
Samuel Beckett.
Yes.
It is actually about two men, and I can see the two men in Carl and John Ray, and I cannot and in their wait. It's actually a waiting game technically,
Yes.
because we are waiting for what's going to come next, and even I know people might say that there's too much sexualization, but I am certain that they are actually waiting for those sexual scenes. Um, One more thing. By the way, I have to give kudos to the actor who plays the teacher, because I love the way he delivered those lines. Even if some people are actually saying otherwise, but may teacher kasi ako ganon. Um, you don't have to be overly natural. There are some people who are really flamboyant. There are some people who are really blank, or there are some people actually like that. Like he will just say that hindi pa ako tapos. Pero say something totally unrelated and then say tapos na ako. There are really some of that. Some people like let's all go back that we are all different personalities, we are all different uh we have all
Characters.
different expectations, we are all different characters and all that, and in the scheme of life, we are just all characters playing, we are just all actors playing characters in the stage that we call life. So
That we
if
call
there's
life.
attraction there, yes, if there's attraction there, if there is uh, a question on gender there, if there's a problem there's if there's people being political, if there's people being uh, uh, highly susceptible to wrong information, um, be it that way kasi totoong nangyayari yan sa buhay. Hindi
Yes.
natin alam kung sinong mga taong nakakasalamuhan natin kasi iba-iba tayo. And by the way, the teacher's gorgeous.
Shout out
Actually, that's what
po.
I wanted to say.
Shout out po
He's so
kay
gorgeous.
Mr. Vance Larena. Hello
Yes.
po.
May bago siyang kanta ngayon, Panghabang Baby. True.
My
Yes,
God,
ano
sobrang
niyo sa...
gwapo nun.
Si Christian Argosino. Hello po, bago pa lang po akong subscriber dito. Anyway, katatapos ko lang manood ng other Pinoy BL series, but Why Love Why BL series is one of my favorites na kasi naiiba siya talaga and interesting. Thank you, Christian. Sabi ni Roxy Luis, meron din daw siyang teacher sa MAPE, ganun din daw.
Meron akong teacher actually na sa university before.
Ganun din talaga.
Na ganun. Ganun na ganun. Pero hindi sila magkamukha. Yun.
Ay, Diyos ko. Shout out din sa teacher namin sa San Beda. Hello po, Mr. Lamberto Batino. Kilala mo yan direct, di ba?
Oo.
So, yun. So, episode 2 focuses more on their being captive na, no? So, emancipation is their liberation. Tapos biglang ngayon, captivity, bigla, dahil sa bigla silang nakulong doon sa kwarto na yun. Direct, I would just like to ask, yung emancipation ba na nangyari ay yung paglabas ni Emil sa kanyang bahay papunta sa ibang lugar? Is that the emancipation?
Pwede rin.
Pwede rin
Naman na paglabas sa tunay na paglabas sa nakikita ng iba na sexualidad.
Maraming emancipation.
Ang daming ang paglabas. Gusto ko yung mga labas kanina. Na may...
nga si Carly nagpalabas. Joke lang.
Nagpalabas. Pero did you I don't know kung napansin mo Luis, di ba nagpalabas si Carl? Tapos pumasok siya sa kwarto, sabi ni Benjo, dito ka na matulog sa tabi ko, para gano'n. Dito ka na matulog, malaki naman ang kama eh. Kasi narinig niya na, ay wow, Jacolero pala si...
Really narinig eh.
Jacolero pala si Benjo, si Emil.
Correct.
Try nga natin, baka mag-jacol dito sa tabi ko. Kaya dito ka na.
Actually, the sexual awakening happened to John Ray's character nung last episode pa.
Early on.
Tapos he does not know how to deal with it. Pero he kind of has an idea on what is happening, pero hindi niya rin alam kung paano explain. Tapos eto naman si Carl. Actually, coming from that particular neighborhood, alam naman natin that they're exposed to maraming 150 moment. Ganon. Talagang nangyayari yon. Because I lived before, when I was in Manila, I lived in the squatters area before for a time being. Kasi ang kaibigan ko andon. So, nangyayari yon. So, alam niya. He actually kinda have an idea kung anong, hindi naman siya bobo. He kinda has an idea that eto yung isa is merong sort of, hindi pa naman sigurado, pero sort of attraction. Eto naman, yung mata ng isa to, he actually stares at things that, well, you should be staring at anyway. Pero yun na yun. He actually knows. And yung box, the last scene, yung scene with the box, there was a part na at first, Johnny was looking at Carl. And then he looked down.
Yeah.
And then Carl actually looked at him. There was a question there that anybody could interpret any way they can. Yeah. But that was a question. And when John Ray looked back again, and then you froze the scene, sabi ko, ay, putik, may tension na. There's actually tension between the two of them because Carl was actually questioning himself as well by that time.
Yes. Oh my God.
Tama.
I like the way you put it, Luis. It is as if you're part of the story conference when I first saw, but it was just pure observation. You are indeed an expert in BL, and
Actually, I write. I have several novels in Wattpad, and I am actually pitching two stories to producers there in Manila now. So baka makita nyo sa byline one of these days na
yeah.
Aabangan
yung
natin
BL
yan,
ko.
syempre.
Sana.
Aabangan natin. At
Sana.
ang dami and speaking of mga aabangan, ang daming nag-aabang sa episode 3 dahil ano naman daw po ba direct ang susunod na lalabas?
Hindi, pero bago yung susunod na lalabas, ano daw yung nangyari sa water dispenser? Ba't daw para-paraan si Benjo? Sabi to ni JP De Leon at saka ni Janay Najero. O yan, sige. Sabihin nyo.
And then kasi feeling ko yung sa water dispenser, in-interpret siya ng character ni Benjo na dito kasi parang sila ng dalawa magkasama. Wala kang kasama to si Benjo. Nakita niyo naman, siya lang mag-isa. First time niya makalubilo si Emil sa isang lugar at nakapalagayan niya na ng loob later on, di ba? Pero eto, this time nakita niya kung paano naging aggressive si Benjo sa mga naganap. At ang dami nag-i-screenshot sa akin ngayon sa Twitter at nagsisend nung hinalikan daw ni Benjo may resibo. So, let's see kung itong bang character ni Benjo ay magiging aggressive pa siya sa mga susunod. Kasi ako talaga, Sir Luis, naniniwala ako na si Benjo, siya yung mas hindi aggressive dito. Kaya panoorin niyo pa po yung mga susunod na episode.
Pero for
I have a feeling Carl is going to be more aggressive.
For Emil naman, siguro, wala pa talaga siyang alam that moment. Parang accidentally lang talaga na ikadigit yung labi. Wala siyang idea.
Para-paraan lang si Benjo that time. So,
Tama.
Mga pasimpleng nakaw na pagkakataon.
yeah.
Mga pasimple moment, nagamit ko na rin yan. Joke!
Actually, Sir Luis, habang nag-premiere kami kanina, nung dumating dun sa dispenser scene na yun, talagang yung mga tao, ay, nagawa ko na yan. Ay, dako, alam ko na to. Ay, parang, alam ko na to. So, let's see kung ano pang iyain ng mga karakter na to sa mga susunod na episode. Kasi hindi lang doon yon. And sana mas naintindihan pa nila yung gustong iparating dun sa episode 2. At dito na nga, sobrang sabi namin ni Direk, nag-uusap po kami, maganda yung episode 2. Kailangan na kailangan siya, lalo yung eksena nung huli. Kasi dun na nagsimula. At tama po kayo, Sir Luis, sa lahat ng observation ninyo. Dun na to nagsimula. Kaya, guys, nagsimula na. Sisimula na po natin talaga ito.
Nagsimula na, tutuloy-tuloyin na.
Tutuloy-tuloy na namin to. You want more? Ay, Diyos ko. More.
Somebody saying in the comment section that pero in real life meron talaga mga ganon. Totoo, in real life meron talaga mga ganon. As in, kasi as you said, para-paraan nga, iba-iba tayong paraan. Tapos iba-iba naman level of attraction. Hindi lang namin minsan we are stopping ourselves or hindering ourselves from acknowledging what we are attracted to someone else because natatakot tayo kung anong sasabihin ng iba. Pero sa totoo lang, nobody is hindering you, nobody is stopping you. It is yourself that it's actually stopping you from doing things that you want.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, nobody cares.
Yes.
Sa taong ngayon, even your parents wouldn't care unless ito yung mga strictly parents na talaga yung iniisip nila is sasabihin din ng iba. Ang sasabihin ng society. So, what we need to actually do is educate society. Because if we can educate society, then wala na tayong teen suicide, wala na tayong depression because of sexuality, wala na tayong pinapalahis, wala na tayong storya. It's not going to be a BL series anymore. It's just going to be a love story.
Correct.
Tama po.
Kaya
May-
dapat sa mga ways and means natin yan, ways and means committee, mga simpleng paraan.
Kaya niyo si Benjo. Para-paraan. Ganun dapat. Simula pa lang.
Correct. At syempre nakita din natin kanina, mas maraming eksena ang ate mo, Kelly, sa episode mo. Diyos ko.
Tama.
Isang revelasyon na putol ka na pala, kapatid. Tapos religious pala si...
Pero gusto ko yung gusto ko yung scene niya na kumukuskus siya ng
Foundation.
makeup, ng foundation.
Correct.
Na wala nang laman, yung lang sa gilid. Kasi that happens. My friends are actually doing that. Yung mga a lot of my friends actually used to join gay pageants and all that. Nang kinukuskus talaga yung foundation kasi wala na. Totoo yun. That happens. Kasi wala nang pera, especially in the times of pandemic. You're also showing na lahat tayo is affected by this damn pandemic. Kahit anong konti, kailangan mong gamitin kasi yun ang nagpapasaya sa'yo. Hindi naman kailangan mag-makeup. Pero yun ang nagpapasaya sa kanya. Even eto yung dalawa. John Ray, innate sa kanya na magsuot ng nakapustura sa bahay kasi mayaman siya. Eto yung isa, he just have this shoes for the first time and these clothes for the first time. So I'm going to wear it too. Totoong nangyayari kasi people might say, ay OA, nasa bahay nakasapatos, nakaporma. Ay nangyayari yan, sorry. Pag binigyan ako ng Supreme, susuot ko buong araw.
Totoo!
Di ba?
Totoo! Hello! Kahit pa nasa bahay ako, susutin ko din.
Tama.
Hindi, tsaka lalo na kung may pinupormahan nga. O may inaanuhan. Pinupormahan nga ni Benjo si Emil Kaya
papakitang nga.
Pinapaandaran.
Nagpapadwa ako.
Kahit yung naka-laptop siya na patingin ng tingin naman dito sa isa, ewan ko lang. Diyos ko. Tapos yung line nila they were arm wrestling. Hello, nangyayari yon. Sino ba
Ways and means.
No, correct. People might say na off yon kasi politically speaking, sabi nila that it's heteronormative na parang we're putting labels na somebody has to be the wife, or somebody has to be the husband in a relationship. Pero you have to understand that these guys all think yung context nila sa sarili nila, they're both straight. Ito yung isa confused kasi yun nga na-attract siya sa eto pa-abs naman yung etong isa nung first episode. Eto yung isa sa box lang, nakatingin na lang sila sa box. Eto ngayon, confused na rin eh. So yun. It's perfectly normal na there's, yung ano na yun, yung batuhan ng lines na yun na I want to be on top, I want to be on top. It might sound off to others, but you also have to remember yung characters na they are playing. It's not an insult to the people, or it's not an insult to the LGBTQ community because we are not being, we're not labeling. We're not labeling position, we're not labeling anything. We're not labeling one that is going to be the woman in the relationship. We're not labeling the other one as the man in the relationship. We're actually just putting into context that these are both guys.
Yes.
And, di ba? And then, they are arm wrestling. Of course, I want to be on top. No.
Point blank yan.
Sa dalawang to, I want to be on top. Joke!
ko, sa panahon natin yan, we're always walking on eggshells. Just
Yeah.
like
Ikaw,
me,
JP. JP,
Correct.
do you want to be on top? O...
I'm always on top.
Ay!
Oh!
Napainom akong tubig.
Ito sabi direct ni Juan de la Cruz, grabe yung scene na dinidescribe si Emil nung isa nilang classmate sa video call. And sakit no na, if nasa situation niya ako, di ko talaga alam kung paano mag-react. Di kayang i-handle ang anxiety ko. Actually,
Oy, cute nung isang classmate.
Yeah. Si Zai. Si Zai.
Pareho, yung dalawang classmate. Ay, pwede ba ako maging classmate din, direct?
Mukhang hindi. Siyempre.
Direct ako yung classmate nila na 5 taon nang paulit-ulit na first year pa rin. Okay lang ba?
Hindi. Mamimiss-kas ka doon. Oy.
Direct, ako actually gusto ko maging panel sa thesis. Kasi makikita ko sa teacher.
Kumuha ng
Panel
doktor
sa
sa
thesis.
ibang kumuha ng doktor, di ba kasi kailangan yung mga doktor na panelista
Gusto ko kasi
thesis
makita si
student.
teacher.
So exciting yung defense na yan.
Tama.
May kilala rin akong magaling mag-defense direct. Mga defense na ganyan. Diyos ko. O, ano na tayo sa next
Uy, may
episode?
tanong dito.
Direct.
Bakit daw yung pronunciation ni Carl top of the class siya, pero ba't daw ganon? Uy, kung sumagot.
Yun nga po, may nag-comment na imbis daw na end of the world,
Ayun
ang
nga.
nabanggit ko po ay end of the world.
Pareho. Pareho.
Walang pinagkaiba. World.
Mamadali daw kasi.
Opo. World. Saka world. World.
Pareho lang.
Bakit?
What do you say about that?
Yun nga.
Bakit? Sa totoong buhay, hindi pwede mabulol?
Siguro kasi siguro may laman yung bunganga kaya hindi nabanggit.
Ano yung laman ng bunganga?
Makain ako pero
Ano yung laman ng bunganga?
sa umpisa, yung sa
sumawag ka.
Kausap niya si Marina.
I see.
Ay, yung girlfriend ni Emil.
Yeah, yung mga ate.
Oo. Feeling ko ang tangkad nun. Ng girlfriend ni Emil. O tangkad na babae. Base sa anyway, direct sa na tayo. Episode 3, ang daming mga meaty na pinakita sa teaser. Diyos kong teaser yan. Makikita na natin yung lumabas sa teaser na dress up sila at nag-dinner kasama ang napakagandang si Kelly. Ayan na, at meron na, makikita na natin kung sino ang nanalo. Diyos ko, ano bang napanalunan?
Dahil sabi may nanalo.
Ano ba yung napanalunan na yan? Baka pwedeng bumalato.
Ayan, OJ, ano pa raw yun?
Ayun ang dapat yung abangan. Kasi kami lang yung magkakasama dito sa building sa istorya din sa pinakita sa, di ba, sa abangan. Ibig sabihin nung may nanalo, kami din yung naglalabanan dito. Kami din yung nag-aabulan dito.
Oo, ikaw ba? Malalockdown ka, tapos wala ka pang kung ano-ano nangyayari sa'yo. Talagang makikipagpaligsahan ka.
Diba? Labanan talaga. Kaya nung gabing yon,
drag race to.
Abangan nyo yung gabing yon. Abangan nyo kung paano nangyari ang labanan at may nanalo sa huli.
May excite naman ako sa paligsahan na yan.
I'm going to wait for Kelly's scenes because I think she is going to be fabulous next episode.
Yeah.
Totoo.
No, she will be really. She's the star of the next episode. But
Yes.
of course, towards the end, something will happen too.
I also have a feeling what will yung may nanalo na. I have a feeling, but I'm not going to spoil it because wag. Yung mga nanonood na ang paantayin natin, pero I have a feeling. I have a feeling. Yeah.
Just kung mga nanalo yan, na-excite tuloy akong malaman. Unang-una, ano ba yung pa-contest?
Hindi, the bigger question is, ano ba yung price?
Kasi sa amin, yung premyo. Ganon.
Antayin.
Nasa kanilang dalawa yung premyo. Ganon.
Oh my
Ito
God.
na lang yung clue. Ito na lang yung clue, ha? Sa aking theory, sa theory ko. Balik tayo sa thesis. Ito yung hypothesis ko. Okay. If you look at the episode again, I'm inviting everybody to watch the episode again from top to the end. Pero notice nyo kung paano sabihin ni Kelly yung may nanalo na. And then you will have an idea what the contest actually is.
Sinabi ko yan.
Also notice 3 frames before she said that. 3 frames before she said that. And then you will have basically an idea what the contest is. So hindi
Ang galing ni Luis. Kasi naka-ilang take kami doon kasi nga sabi ko hindi yan yung message nung may nanalo na kasi gawin mo nga iba-ibang interpretation.
Yung una ay akala ko pa sabihin ko ba yung buong live?
Wag.
Ano yung nasa trailer, di ba? May nanalo na pala. Yun lang, di ba?
Congratulations.
May nanalo na pala? Congratulations! Yun yung una. Tapos yung pangalawa, yung
galit naman. Parang
may nanalo na pala. Congratulations! Di ba? Magkakaiba na agad. Tapos ito pa yung pagkasabi ko dun sa naisama sa series.
Tama. Exactly. That's why I'm saying that's a clue. Yung tono was the clue.
Oh my God. So abangan natin sa susunod na episode yan.
That's why I'm saying I'm waiting for Kelly on the next episode because she's going to be fantastic.
Oh my God. And of course, may patikim din si Kuya Pads at ang kanyang asawa sa susunod na episode.
Abangan nyo episode 3.
Actually, I'm having fun with both of them because sa work ko, I get all these different characters. I talk to all these different personalities. And mayroon talagang ganyan. Kulang na lang tumawag siya ng albularyo. Siya na nga yung medyo nagpa-albularyo sa sarili niya kasi she wants to cure her husband. But yun. Na-shoot na ba yung next episode direct? Or
yes. In fact, tapos na kami.
Very good.
May isa na lang kaming episode na isushoot. No? Yung may possibility ito. Ngayon ko lang i-announce.
Oh my God!
Di ba nasa 6 episode na pa? Ilan na? 6 episode. Magiging 7 episodes na po ang Wild of Wine.
Tatanungin po namin ang probinsyano. Longest running series.
Yeah,
Kaya po namin yan.
Yes, and mag-e-end kami ng the day after Christmas, December 26.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, it's really, it's a Saturday. A Merry Christmas for everyone. Yeah. And let me take this opportunity to invite you, Luis, to our, sana makarating ka sa cast party, no? Kung pwede ka. Oo. At, andito ka ba sa Philippines?
I'm in Bacolod.
Bacolod. Yes. Anyway, ayan, sana makarating ka sa aming cast party. Yung nakita niyo po kanina na ipinost namin sa dulo kung na-end nyo yung ating episode kanina, yung resort na pinost namin na sponsor namin. Doon gaganapin yung fan meet at saka yung cast party.
Wow. Yeah. I'm not sure about my schedule, but I might be in Manila sometime December or January. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah. Sana nandun ka noon. We will host you
sure.
para magkita-kita rin tayo.
Sige.
Yeah.
Anyway, my laptop just shut off because nalobat na siya. So, thank you for having me again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hope to see you next week.
Yes. Thank you, Luis.
Congrats to episode 2.
Thanks.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you very much po.
Grabe. So guys, narinig nyo ha, ngayong gabi, episode 7 hanggang episode 7 na po is in the works. Gosh, why love, why? This is so exciting. Go, go, go. At syempre,
Yes.
next week, alas 8 ulit, mga kaibigan, ng episode 3 na ng Why Love, Why. Direk, ano ang gusto mong baunin ng ating mga manonood?
Guys, I am very grateful to all of you. Unahin na muna natin ang magsalita, syempre, kasi hindi natin siya nabigyan ng pagkakataon last time. But let me invite Juan Paulo Vlogs, who is our DOP and editor.
And Koi artist.
Direk, kanina
Lahat po
nabanggit
siya.
ni ano,
Human tube.
nabanggit siya kanina ni ano, 'di ba, ni Luis, yung manga, manga beat.
Okay.
Ayun po yung isa sa mga proponent ng manga beat.
Yan po ang dahilan ng editing namin, guys, kung bakit maganda ang Wild Virus. Salit na mga guys. Tapos, guys, nga pala, meron po kaming official Facebook group. Kung gusto niyo pong sumali, nandito na rin po yung link. Punta lang po kayo sa Facebook. Tapos, ang pangalan niya, Why Love Why the Series Official JC, ay official group, legit. Kasi may nagtayo ng hindi legit. So, para makapasok kayo, ako yung legit. Makapasok kayo doon, ano lang siya, open access lang siya, public. Para doon tayo mga information, kapag ano.
Okay guys, I just have one request to all of you na ano ako medyo na overwhelm ako dahil hindi tayo nagte-trend. Yung influencers nag-trend sila. Oo guys. Pa-tweet naman po kahit 30 tweets per person. #WhyLoveWhyEP2. WhyLoveWhyEP2. Case sensitive po yan, kaya wag po tayo mag-capital. Wala pong capital, small letters lahat. At kung pwede po, mag-tweet po tayo ngayon. Itong solid 30 na nanonood ngayon, sila rin yung mga nanonood last time. Kaya kayo yung talagang i-invite ko talaga sa cast party ng Why Love Why para magka-meet tayo sa December 26 or 27. Ayan. Kaya sana makarating kayo at sana din mag-tweet tayo ngayon ng #WhyLoveWhyEP2. At maraming salamat sa inyong lahat, yung lalo-lalo na yung paulit-ulit na nanonood para ma-achieve natin yung 300,000 views in 1 week.
Yeah.
Bihira po mangyari. Grabe po yun. Ano po, medyo mataas tayo yung views natin sa first week natin. Sana po ganun din po yung gawin natin sa episode 2. Miss Kelly, pakita mo yung ating cake sa...
Ayan. Kita ba?
Lapit mo. Totoo po yun.
Ayan, totoo yung baka malaglag.
Ayan, ikaw.
Ayan. We would like to verbally thank all of our sponsors. Siyempre, kaya naging possible na madagdagan yung mga episodes namin because helps are coming in, yung mga contributions and sponsorships are coming in. So, kapag kami mga nag-i-sponsor pa, ayan, madadagdagan na nadadagdagan yung mga episodes namin. Pwede kami umabot ng 2021. Diba?
Oo. Ayan. Salamat sa mga nag-i-sponsor natin.
As of this moment, Direk, meron na tayong 14,000 views sa ating episode 2. So keep on watching, keep on posting and spreading information about it. Bongga.
Yes. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. I have nothing but gratitude to all of you. At sana po magtuloy-tuloy pa po ang tagumpay. Paulit-ulit po nating i-watch yung ating mga episodes.
Para na mas na-analyze na at saka mas naiintindihan.
Yes, opo. At sana po, kung let's say this week, lumabas na po na meron na po tayong ad sa ating YouTube, sa ating mga episodes, huwag lang po nating i-skip yung mga ad. Yun lang po yung request ko. Yun lang po yung request namin sa inyo.
Yeah.
Ayan. Maraming salamat. Gusto ko magpasalamat kay JP De Leon as always sa commenting. Si Roxy, Jaime Roxy.
Shout out sa iyo.
Thank you, shout out sa iyo. Christian Argosino, who is a new BL fan, maraming salamat. Gerald ATV, maraming salamat sa iyo. Kay Cara Gwyneth Bunagan, thank you very much. Okay, Maximo Barredo, Juan de la Cruz, who commented a while ago.
Yes.
Sino po yung nagsasata? Ako po yung nagsasata. Ako po yung director at saka yung sumulat ng film. And Vince Tanyada po. Ranel Ante, ayan, thank you. Kay Jam Amihan, maraming salamat sa iyo. Ayan, yung mga kanina pa nanonood, gusto ko magpasalamat sa mga Vince Natics. Tsaka yung, i-follow nyo po yung fan page, ay Twitter fan account ng yung Vince Natics. Pati po ako, Vince Tanada, sa Twitter. Sa Instagram ko po, Vincent_Tanada. At you can also follow me in Facebook, Vince Tanada. Ayan. And my TikTok, Vince Tanada. I'm the hotty sexy lawyer in TikTok. Ayan po. Ikaw na.
Ayun po, nagpapasalamat po ako sa lahat talaga ng sumubaybay.
Shomura, thank you.
Sumubaybay talaga ng episode to, grabe. Maraming salamat sa mga followers ng PSF. Maraming salamat. At guys, sinibitahan ko po kayo na manood pa ng mga parating pang episode ng Why Love Why. Talagang maraming magugulat talaga yung mga damdamin niyo guys. Kaya guys, maraming salamat. Yan. Kain lang. Okay na.
Paano daw sumali sa group ng Why Love Why? Maraming mga gusto sumali.
Yeah, ipopost po namin yung official group link dito sa baba ng Pagpag forum. Then ilalagay din po namin sa mga episodes namin official group link. Pasok lang po kayo doon, use your Facebook account. Then kailangan syempre may Facebook ka para makapasok ka. Then yun na po, makakapasok na po kayo doon.
Syempre yung anak ko hanggang ngayon nanonood siya, Peter Parker Tanyada. And my mom also is watching up to this point, si Mami Emmy Tanyada. Nag-sponsor siya ng maraming food sa amin. Thank you very much, Mom. And my son, Peter Parker. Thank you.
Ako po, gusto ko pong i-shoutout yung nanay at tatay ko nasa Pagpag-forum na po. Nandito po ako ako din po yung nagte-technical. Yan, kay mama at papa na nanonood, sa pamilya ko, sa Balugans, kung meron pa man, alam ko nawawala na. Tapos sa PSF family, syempre yung mga stagers natin na lahat nanood. At syempre sa Why Love Why fans, sa mga solid fans namin dyan, kung gusto nyo po makapasok sa JC namin, yun na nga po. Meron po kami JC, pasok na po kayo sa group muna, then ipapasok namin kayo sa JC. I-follow nyo po lahat ng mga social media accounts ng lahat ng Stagers Channel and ng PSF, ng Kill Stagers Films. Nandiyan na rin po, nakalagay na rin po sa ilalim yung mga accounts. Ganun din po, i-follow nyo po ako, J-Ray Vlog, sa YouTube, J-Ray Rivas, sa IG at sa TikTok, pati na rin sa lahat ng social media ko. Social media accounts ko. Pati sa Twitter. Yeah, J-Ray Rivas.
Batiin din natin lahat ng mga reactors na tumutulong sa atin, like sila Christian, sila Ginger Beck.
Ikaw baka may gusto kong batiin? Si Christine Reyes.
Hello. Christian Lim.
Christine Reyes from the movie Untrue. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, guys.
Ikaw dyan po, Juan Paulo.
Ako po, gusto ko lang batiin yung mga magulang ko. Tsaka si Kat.
Okay, guys. At syempre, napanood kung kayo sumusubaybay sa Phil Stagers Films sa Twitter, nakita nyo na ang ilan sa mga ginagawang bagong pelikula ng Philippine Stagers Foundation. Abangan ninyo ang pelikula na ilalabas ng Phil Stagers Films. Direct kailan ba ito? Yung ating
yung Joe. It's a Rizal biopic. Lalabas po yan ng January. The trailer will be out by first week of December kung matatapos. Ayan. Yan. Abangan nyo po yan. Meron din po kaming pasabog. May BL na lalabas bago. Ang Phil Stagers Films. Baka po by January lumabas na po yan or February. Mag-shoot na rin po kami yan. Kaya lang po ano po yan wala pa po yung sequel ng Why Love Why. Iba po yan. TL po yan. TL. Tito Love. No? So bago medyo ang magkakapartner isang may edad na at isang bata na boyfriend. Parang gano'n. TL po yung papauso natin na bago. No? At,
exciting naman yan, direct.
Yes. Very exciting. At syempre, abangan din po natin yung mga next episodes ng Why Love Why at yung series 2 ng Why Love Why. Yan.
Oh my God, that's so exciting, guys. So,
Ito check the CCTV in the kitchen.
kaya kayo ay mag-subscribe at mag-like at mag-share. And don't forget to hit the bell button so that you will be updated to all of the happenings of
Ano yun?
Stager. Yeah.
Kumakaway siya. Hey, Barky.
Okay, guys. So, hello po. I would like also to greet my mom. Hello po. I would like to greet my mom.
Bati mo siya.
Hi,
Hey,
mom.
Parker.
Hi, Parker. Akala ko yung nanay ko. Hi, Parker. Okay, guys. Maraming salamat po, John Ray, at ang lahat ng nasa ating Why Love Why house.
Yeah.
Congratulations sa atin for the successful episode 2 again.
Alright, thank you very
Tawagin
much,
natin
guys.
itong bahay ni Love. Ayan.
So, naka 300,000 views na po ang ating episode 1. Gawin natin 300,000 views ang episode 2 at target natin na 500,000 ang
Episode 1.
Yes. Buyers. Bye, mga beb.
Bye po. Good
Bye mga be.
night.
Love you mga be.
Love you, beb.
Love you, babe.
Ang pogi po ng host, ang hot ni JP, sabi ni Peter Parker.
Sige,
Salamat. Salamat, Parker.
Sige, pasok tuloy.
Sorry, Victoria. Pasok yung line niya eh. Love you, babe. Ganon.
Love you, beb.
Si Jan, Jan Aniceto.
Ayan. Pogi ng host. Ang hot po ni JP. Totoo ba? Ay, Jan. Ay, Joseph Desus. Okay guys, mag-o-offline na po kami. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Tanong ko'y sagutin, ramdam kong mali pa rin. Mundo mo may akin, puso ba isusundin? Ayaw mong pilitin, sa'yo pa rin may pagtingin. Kaya ako ay sagutin, ito ba'y mali pa rin? Tama ba ito na ikaw at ako? Tama ba ito? Sa dulo ba'y tayo? Tama ba ito? Puso'y gulong-gulo at ako'y nalilito. Kung tama ba ito? Tanong ko'y sagutin, loob ko'y palakasin. Kundi ika'y lilisanin, lungkot sarilinin. Ayaw mang pilitin, sa'yo pa rin may pagtingin. Kaya ako ay sagutin, ito ba'y mali pa rin? Tama ba ito na ikaw at ako? Tama ba ito? Sa dulo ba'y tayo? Tama ba ito? Puso'y gulong-gulo at ako'y nalilito. Kung tama ba ito? Tama ba ito na ikaw at ako? Tama ba ito? Tama ba ito? Puso'y gulong-gulo at ako'y nalilito. ito? Kung tama ba ito?